From the earliest days of humanity, long before coins or high-rise buildings existed, there was a deep longing in every human heart. A longing for abundance, for true prosperity, for full health. Have you ever thought that maybe the answer has already been written? That perhaps it's been waiting for thousands of years just for you? Because yes, the Psalms are not just ancient poems. They are activated prayers, encoded spiritual keys. They were used by kings like David and Solomon, and to this day they still hold the power to move heaven and earth. Today, we begin a sacred journey. A journey into the most powerful Psalms ever written. Psalms that are not only read, they are activated. They are spoken, they are lived. Open your mind, open your heart, because what you'll learn today can change your destiny forever. Psalm 1, the roots of true prosperity. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, nor sit in the company of mockers. This psalm, though short, is the gateway to the entire book of Psalms. It doesn't speak first of wealth, but of decisions, of who you choose to listen to, of which paths you decide to take. David, who would later become king, wrote these words after making the hardest decision of his life, not to take revenge on someone who had wronged him. The result? He was accompanied by a higher energy, and so his roots sank deep into waters beneath the earth. Like a tree planted by streams of water, your prosperity flourishes when your roots are firmly planted in the eternal, in that which transcends time. Psalm 23, abundance as universal inheritance. The Creator is my guide, I shall not be in want. David, who went from being a simple shepherd in the fields to ruling a kingdom, knew what it meant to depend entirely on a higher force. When he faced wild beasts, he had no human weapons, only that inner connection. This psalm teaches us that true abundance comes from knowing that a divine force guides us like an attentive guardian. It knows your name, cares for your wounds, and prepares a table before your enemies. Even if you walk through the valley of darkness, remember, its staff and rod will comfort you. Psalm 24, the gate of glory. To the source belongs the earth and all it contains, the world and those who dwell in it. This psalm reveals something incredible. The whole universe belongs to the original force, and she decides who enters her sacred space. How do you enter that space? With clean hands and a pure heart. David wrote this after bringing the sacred ark back to Jerusalem. It was no coincidence that he danced with joy before the presence of the Infinite that day, because he knew that was where the connection to blessing lived. Prosperity is not a prize you earn, it's an inheritance you receive when you choose to live in alignment with the divine. Psalm 34, the power of seeking beyond yourself. I sought the presence, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. David wrote this psalm while pretending to be mad in front of his enemies, to escape death. In the middle of trial, he raised his voice, and he was heard. Here we learn that we must not seek prosperity first, but rather that connection with the eternal. That is the true treasure. When you seek that source before anything else, invisible things begin to shift. Closed doors open. Opponents retreat. Even your tears are transformed into healing. Psalm 37, walking in faith and conscious action. Take delight in the Creator, and He will give you the desires of your heart. This psalm is not about dreaming with your eyes closed, it's a call to trust even in action. David, in the middle of his battles, did not complain. He knew a greater power was at work, even if he couldn't see immediate results. Faith without action is passivity. Action without faith is empty effort. The secret lies in walking, step by step, with faith, integrity, and patience. Psalm 65, the earth revealed in abundance. You visit the earth and water it, you enrich it greatly. This psalm is a song of gratitude, a celebration of how the universal force makes the earth produce harvest after harvest, not just for nations, but for individuals. Your project, your business, your mission, your family can flourish like a well-watered garden if you allow that energy to activate its reign over your life. This psalm is not only a promise, it is a decree that fields of blessing rise where there once was drought. Psalm 84, the inner home as source of peace. Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. Here, David expresses his longing to be in the sacred place, not because he was perfect, but because there he found meaning, purpose, life. This psalm reminds us that living in that internal space of connection is the greatest success possible. Everything else, finances, health, recognition, flows naturally when you're connected to the source. Psalm 91, the shield of universal health. You will dwell in the shelter of the Most High. No harm will come near you. This psalm has been used for centuries as protection. Warriors recited it before battle. Healers repeated it during times of disease. David wrote this psalm remembering that no terror, illness, or threat can reach someone living under the shadow of the infinite. This psalm is not only a prayer, it is a covenant, an agreement between you and your highest self. Psalm 112, the legacy of the just. Blessed is the person who reveres the Creator, their descendants will be mighty on earth. This psalm reminds us that true prosperity transcends generations. It's not just about having money today, but about leaving behind an eternal legacy. David, and later Solomon, understood that being just is not only about doing no wrong, it's about doing good with intention. Psalm 126, the miraculous restoration. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. This psalm was written at the moment a people returned home after many years in exile. After the darkest night, dawn arrived. If you're going through a difficult season, this psalm is your message. Your time of laughter is near. Your time of harvest is coming. Psalm 128, family, work, and total blessing. Blessed is everyone who fears the Creator, who walks in His ways. This psalm unites the three most important pillars of life: walking in truth, living with integrity, and seeing blessings in family and work. No area is left untouched. The source does not offer incomplete blessings. The legacy of David and Solomon. David fought giants not only with strength but with faith. Before he threw the stone, he had already defeated the enemy in his mind. And Solomon, his son, asked for wisdom above gold and received both. Today, you can follow their same steps. Be a man or woman of faith. Seek wisdom above riches. Walk in integrity, even when no one sees. Because the principles that made David and Solomon two of the most prosperous men of their time remain valid today. Friend or dear soul, as you can see, the Psalms are not just religious hymns. They are spiritual tools, weapons of peace, decrees of light. Each one holds a unique key that opens a specific door in your life. But there are also deeper secrets, hidden mysteries within these same Psalms that few have discovered. Ancient codifications, numerical keys, forgotten spiritual patterns. This has only just begun. Today, you've received a powerful revelation. You don't need anything more than connection to the higher to see radical changes in your life. But remember, a revelation without action fades away. An action without faith is wasted. Faith without words weakens. So take this word, make it yours, declare it, believing. Because your destiny of abundance, health, and prosperity has already been written. Now it's time for you to claim it. Thank you for listening. May your life continue to be filled with light, love, and blessing.